the capstone of our the 5 items that I would have changed in my life is going to some type of Ivy League school or something, just as high. I just want to recap again the 5 areas that I said that I would change. I said I wouldn't go outside as much and play as much because the area that I grew up in was very not desirable into having my future success. I wouldn't play as many sports. I wasn't very athletic. I think we waste a lot of time on playing sports where we hoping we can make it to some type of NBA, NFL, something like that, where our percentage, our odds are far greater to be successful with education. I would read a lot more. I would also focus on school a lot more. And the last one, the 5th one being, I would have focused on the ACT a lot earlier, starting in the 7th grade. Those are past videos that I talked about, and those are the 5 areas. But the capstone of that is to get in the Ivy League. As you know, I talked about in some of the videos in the past. I just believe, this is my belief, there's 2 ways to rise up to the higher echelon of American society, and that's to be born into it or go to some type of school that'll get you into the higher echelon of education. I just wanted to use some type of examples. I don't know, you remember when President Obama was president, a lot of the people that he brought into he was a Harvard grad. A lot of the people that he brought into his cabinet, a lot of them was Harvard grads. And so I use the Ivy League because Ivy League is a example that's going to get you into the higher echelons of society. A lot of your peers that you go to school with, your network is going to be very strong. And there's some schools, also some other private schools, and there's some public schools that's might be a notch below, but just as good. And then we also have the academies, which is just as high up there, with the Ivy Leagues. But one of the examples I wanted to use also was I went back and I looked just to do a fact finding and to see, am I kind of right on this? And I just want, since 1953, every president since 1953 has graduated from an Ivy League school besides our current president, Joe Biden. We have 48 presidents, including Joe Biden. We have one president that was a president twice. And out of all those 48 presidents, 16 of them, about a third of them graduated from Ivy League. 3 of them graduated from an academy, and 9 more of them graduated from elite schools like Williams and Mary, Baldwin College. Those are just, Amherst is also a school that someone go to. We have a lot of schools like that: Williams College, Colgate, Hamilton, just to name a few. Those are other private schools. They're not Ivy League, but they're high up there. And the reason I believe why going to a good academic school rise you up to that higher echelon is because a lot of times when people are hiring or they're networking, your networking is that high up there where if for an example, as my son that graduated from Colgate, he's received 2 jobs. He's got 2 jobs so far. He's only 23, graduated a year and a half ago. And both of those jobs came from some type of Colgate grad. My son that I talk about that's at the University of Chicago booth for his MBA program, he's rooming with one of his West Point graduates that graduated with him. A lot of his fellow West Pointers that graduated with him, they're scattered throughout all the Ivy League schools and and other good schools, whether it's law school, whether it's MBA programs. So it's important. So as I talk about the 5 things that I would have changed in my life that would have helped me go, to an Ivy League school, and I do also want to include, a lot of people think Ivy League schools are expensive. Ivy League schools are expensive if you're already rich, but the Ivy League schools in Colgate, I know they're income based. Depending on your income and how much money your parents make is how much money you have to pay. I do know if your parents earn below, I believe the last time I looked, it was $59,000 a year, you actually can go to an Ivy League school for free. If your parents earn under $120,000, these might have went up with all this inflation, I know I'm pretty confident you're going to pay below $15,000 a year. So these are things that you're able to do, whether you're watching this video and you have kids, you have grandchildren. You can shoot for the moon to try to get your kids, to accomplish and try to move them up to the elite life. And I believe that once you get your kids up into that higher echelon, of American society, their kids are going to go to the higher echelon of society, because then you can, they're going to be making so much money that you can throw in private schools, private elementary schools, private high schools, and a lot of those schools put you on track to get to the Ivy League and also to those good academic schools. So I hope this was helpful. I hope it allows you to reflect back and look at some of the changes that you may have made in your life. I know these are changes I would have really made at 50 years old. I reflect back. I'm happy with my life and how I live. But these are just things that I was, that I know that I would have changed and I would have done differently. And I also tried to get my sons to do. I could have done a better job on getting them to do some of these things. But, both of my sons so far have went to elite institutions, and I have one more that I have to get there.